Obviously, the healthy breakfast. We all work out pretty hard because you should, right?
Nutrition doesn't have to be complicated.
Almost got it. Are a natural source of melatonin. Good morning, guys. So today I'm going to show you a full day of eating. And now it's morning and we're going to the gym. And what we're gonna do is, first of all, I'm gonna chug this big ass glass of water. Gonna use some salt in it, right, to replenish all the lost salt. We sweated out last night because I can tell you last night was flipping hot. So we're gonna need to replenish that. And then for our pre-workout snack, what we're gonna do, I have some biological quark left over, so I'm just gonna eat that because dairy in general is just carbs, right? Gonna eat a banana, quick carbs, and honey, all quick carbs, right? So this is just gonna be a quick pre-workout snack. So now let's chug the bastard. I swear, I've been doing this for the last years every morning because, quite frankly, this is just the easiest way to literally ensure that you drink enough water throughout the day, because most of the time, if you don't start like with this, and I don't know, I just like it, right? Because I always wake up with a dry mouth, and yeah, drinking a big glass of water just helps. So start doing that. I'm gonna be eating this, and then it's time for the gym. Now, one thing I forgot to tell you is that whenever you're training hard, you always want to make sure that you eat something beforehand, because otherwise you're gonna be nauseous, right? A lot of clients had that they just forgot to eat beforehand, and it's like a very big trend. People are going to be fasted during their workouts, right? But if you do that, you just decrease the energy demand for your muscles, meaning that you cannot use all the power you have, right? You're gonna be fatigued sooner, you're gonna be nauseous, and down the line your workouts is gonna be more difficult. So just make sure you eat like 1-2 bananas beforehand, some dairy, some fruit, honey, have some quick energy so you can just ace your workout. Because let's be fair, we all work out pretty hard because you should, right? If you still not do your workout, still failure, don't push yourself. And obviously you're doing something wrong. And if you're training hard, just make sure you eat some flipping fruit for it, because that's just fuel for your muscles. Alrighty, so we're done with the workout. Now, obviously, we need to fuel ourselves. So one of the most important things you need to do whenever you're done with a workout is replenish those glycogen stores, right? Glycogen stores are basically the energy sources of your muscles, and if you have energy there, your muscles can recover faster and consume your protein. So normally I would not be a fan of protein shakes, but this is not your regular protein shake. This is the MVP of protein shakes. I don't even think
it's fair to call it a protein shake. So this thing right here is 0.5 liters of pure fucking fuel. So what's in the shake and why is it so amazing? So a while back I was planning to make a supplement based on whole foods, because whole foods always provide you with the best food, nutrition, micronutrient, composition, like the way your body can actually use it to build muscle, right? And I know whey protein, unlike the protein index scale, is the most effective one, but I found that consuming purely protein without the micronutrients did not lead to me having high testosterone, improved gut health, energy, right? I needed the micronutrients, but there was no supplement on the market which had that. So I wanted to make it myself. Now, alongside this, I was also growing my Instagram, and I figured out that starting 2 businesses at the same time is really not possible. I mean, might be someone who able to do it, fucking Elon Musk or something, but I wasn't able to do it because I was working in my business from 7 to 7, and then from 7 till 12 I was doing the other stuff, and it was just too much, right? I had nothing else to do. So long story short, what's in the protein shake? So what we have here is, I'd say, what the fundamentals of my diet, right? So we have freeze-dried beef liver, beef heart, beef kidneys and beef spleen. Why these organs? These organs are the most nutrient-dense pieces of food you can attain on this earth. Beef heart, beef liver, beef kidney and beef spleen. These contain every flipping micronutrient, mineral, vitamin you need to thrive, to get six-pack abs, high testosterone, feel amazing, right? So we have a protein shake with freeze-dried beef organs, because if you freeze dry it, you basically freeze it and then you dry it, right? And this preserves the nutrients way better. We have collagen, right? Because combining collagen and protein together boosts the absorption, right? So in essence, it's really funny. In essence, if you eat like a T-bone steak and you just chew the fucking bone, your body can actually use that better. So that's funny. So there's collagen in here. We have a lot of extra flavorings, because you might guess this already if you are familiar with organ meat, is that it doesn't taste amazing, right? You have to really cook it well or use some flavoring. So what I used is cacao, raw cacao, date powder, coconut milk powder. There is goat milk in here. Another quick hack. I'm giving you quick hacks here. Very. So goat milk is the best milk you can consume. So if you're struggling with bloating right after drinking protein shakes or any dairy for that matter, switch to goat's milk. Goat's milk, goat yogurt, that stuff has less lactose, is of higher quality, has less toxins, less hormones. Like, it's way better. So switch to goat's milk. And what else do we have? We have Jerusalem artichoke, which is very good for your gut health, right? So basically we made like a cocktail of the best ingredients, in my opinion, for our health. And we topped it off with beef pollen. In general, don't really buy that. It's not that amazing. I tried it because I could get it for free, and I was like, okay, just let me give it a shot. But I have seen no difference. It's just basically carbs, right? And supposedly some pollen. So if you struggle with allergies, it can be interesting to combine beef pollen and raw honey in the winter, right? So when you have allergies, then consume local bee pollen and local honey. But on that note, that's pretty much it. This is gonna be the shake for me, which is gonna replenish my muscles, my glycogen stores, and then I'm gonna work, and then in 4-5 hours from now I'm gonna have my first meal. And obviously, by the way, consume your meals outside in the fresh air, grounded, to get the full benefits of your meals. Okay, so it's afternoon. We have spent the entire morning working, creating, helping guys figure out the blood work, making protocols. So I took it a little bit too long, so now it's 2, right? So we're gonna make our first meal and it's gonna be a banger. So by the way, in order for me to not be hungry the entire morning, you can maybe already guess what we're doing. I'm just drinking a cup of coffee with some butter to kind of postpone the hunger feeling, right? And this then allows me to stay focused the entire morning without needing to snack. I think the only thing I snacked on was like 1 apple. So yeah, you're gonna give me that like 50 calories or something, right? But now we're gonna make obviously the ugly breakfast, and you know, today it's not gonna be ugly. So what we have here is gonna be frozen salmon, right? And if you don't already know it yet, frozen salmon is the best you can get, right? It's half the price, all the nutrients are preserved, you don't have to worry about parasite, and it's flipping wild caught, eh? You know, if you go to the supermarket right now, you buy fresh farmed salmon, and this is twice the price than wild caught frozen. So get yourself some frozen salmon. Then obviously we're gonna eat, I think 6 eggs today, 6 eggs, and then we have a mystery salad. So on that note, I'm gonna start cooking the bastards, and ciao. Now we have to wait on the stainless steel pan to heat up, because obviously if you're cooking in stainless steel, guys, you need to let the pan heat up like 5 minutes, and then like you can finally go on, right? So in the meantime, then we're waiting to our stainless steel pan to heat up. We're gonna do some darts. Let's see if we can hit a bullseye. And you know what they say, if you hit a bullseye, right, when you're making a video, then you're gonna be healthy and rich as fuck. So let's go. Oh, that's pretty bad. Oh, I'm not a try, I'm not a try. We're close. Close. We can do this. One more try, one more try. Oof. Oh! Almost got it. Okay, we're not gonna be filthy rich, but we're gonna be healthy and somewhat rich. So we'll see. Let's continue the cooking. Alrighty, so the plate is done, everything is ready. We got the salmon, we got the eggs, we got the power salad. Because you know why this salad is so amazing? We got beets, we got raw carrot, we got sauerkraut, we got olive oil, right? And this is a fucking super potion for your gut health, right? The sauerkraut has some bacteria which are very, very good for your gut health long term. The carrots help with detoxing estrogen from your body, right? So whenever your liver dumps estrogen in your bile, the fiber from the carrots can absorb it and excrete it via the feces. And then the beets providing nitrates, which are crucial for testosterone. Maybe you already know it, but like if you look at Viagra, which is the sex drug, right? You know what it does? It stimulates nitrates, nitric oxide, right? And by eating beets, you're eating the raw stuff which is necessary to make that. So this meal is everything: 5 eggs, 2 pieces of salmon. Incredible for the brain, because most people, they just, quite frankly, they don't eat fish at all, right? And if you want to be healthy, if you want to be high T, you should eat at least 3 to 4 times of fish per week, right? And just in general, 5 eggs per day. And if you do that, bro, I swear to you, you will pack on the muscle, you will get your testosterone higher. But on that note, I'm gonna enjoy it. Ciao. Alrighty, so we're making a pretty simple meal today. It's also gonna be some meal prep, so the portions are a little bit big. So what's on the plate? Pretty simple, pretty boring. So basically we have the carbohydrates to replenish, to keep our body and muscles fueled. improves your sleep quality as well. We have green beans here, just some good fiber, some vitamins, and obviously the bulk of the meal, which is gonna be ground beef from the butcher with some bell pepper and onion. And it's pretty darn simple, but this is pretty much it. We use some quality olive oil. We're gonna use some taste makers. So this is basically mango chutney, which is very spicy. There are a lot of good mustard, onions, some peppers, garlic, salt, herbs. So pretty good taste maker, and that's pretty much it. So this is a meal prep as well. It takes like 10 minutes, and now for tomorrow and the day after I have enough food on the table, right? And because we threw in like 500 grams of ground beef, this is well than enough protein to fuel our muscles. And normally what I do with the rice though is I always use bone broth to add some extra protein, some collagen, and overall the taste is just way better. So yeah, that's it for now. Ready, time to feast. So it's been a long day, a little bit eating later than I used to. I think it's like 7:30 now. So normally I always want to eat at least 3 hours before I go to bed, so it can affect my sleep quality, right? But this is pretty much a very simple meal. And I told you, it is rice, beef, bell pepper, green beans, onion, and then just some spices. And that's pretty much it, guys. Nutrition doesn't have to be complicated, right? All of these things, the bell peppers, the green beans, they're local, so they're locally grown here. The beef is from the butcher, right? No, they're okay. The rice is not from here, but you get it. Like, it's a very simple meal. Just ensure you get your protein, your carbs, some local veggies, and then pretty much it, right? Don't go crazy, and you can just whip this up in like 10 minutes, right? I took like 10 minutes for the rice, 10 minutes for the green beans, and then 5 minutes for this, and now I'm just eating it. So it's pretty flipping simple, and all of it I made for multiple days, so it's pretty flipping easy. Tomorrow I can eat it, day after I can eat it, and that's saving me like 2 hours per day, right? So very effective meal prepped it. Everything you need is in this plate, and therefore if you're still struggling with fat loss or whatever, just pick 2 to 3 meals you're able to consistently make and consistently eat, and just stick with that for a long period of time, right? Just be consistent with those meals and just watch how you will develop your dream body. Because the biggest problems of these flies, they know it's the price is here. Like, the biggest problem with your journey to becoming shredded, to losing that fat, is that you're constantly hopping from diet to diet, from different dish to different dish. Like, variety is good when it's seasonal, right? That's basically what it meant, that you're changing your diet based on the seasons. But if you're just hopping from dish to dish every single day, then you never really know what works and what doesn't, right? So it's important to be consistent. So I'm now gonna enjoy this before it gets cold, but that's pretty much it. Yo, so it's time for the final meal of the day. It's gonna be sleep time, so we're not gonna eat so much. It's pretty much later than I used to go to bed because I had to finish some stuff, right? But what we're gonna do, the sleep stack for tonight is gonna be magnesium glycinate, right? The glycine and the magnesium help us calm down, and the glycine helps you sleep. Just stay asleep. That's amazing. And this might be the best one. So what do we have here? Can I put it here? No. So we have cherries, which, if you don't know, are a natural source of melatonin. We have some pomegranates, which are full of nitrates, which is good for boosting testosterone. And you know why? So in the morning, you want to wake with a pole, right? So you know what's important for that to happen is to norepinephrine to go down and nitric oxide to go up. And those nitrates in pomegranate, they help with the production of nitric oxide, right? Which is important for your blood flow. So the yogurt itself also helps with just calming down, but it's goat yogurt. as with the morning we had goat's milk, this is goat's yogurt because it's just easier on the stomach. And yeah, so if you struggle, for example, with bloating, goat's yogurt is the best thing. So maybe you already know it, you can already see it, but I do not track a single calorie. Now, for the sake of the video, I am going to put it in because I am curious as well. But like for the last 10 years, I've been able to get away with it. Why? Because in the beginning, I was a pretty skinny kid, right? So for me, it was always very important to eat more than to track my calories. Now, currently, when I did do cutting, I had to track it, and I'm very aware of the calories in food because basically it takes like 2-3 weeks of looking at labels, reading the calories to understand that basically any processed food is like 500 calories. Like, check it. Go to any candy, chocolate, cake, whatever. Almost all of them are 500 calories. Now, one very chill thing about having muscles, right, is that they are very metabolically expensive, meaning that you always have these people which are hopping on diets, right? And then they say, yeah, but I stopped the diet and I gained everything back. You know what the reason is why that happens? And the sad thing is, my family are amazing doing this, right? They hop on a diet, they lose 10 kilos, and then after a month or two, they gain it all back, and then they blame the diet, right? It's so difficult. But you know what happens when you're losing weight and you are not doing anything except that diet, that you're losing muscle too, right? Which means that your basal metabolic rate, which is the calories your body burns even while you sleep, right? Where you're standing, I'm talking right now, keeps it to keep these muscles active, right? It drops because you're losing muscle, which means that suppose that you are eating 2,500 calories in a day, right? And you're now in a deficit, but you're not working out. So you're supposed to eat now 2,000 calories. Now your maintenance is, let's say, 2.5, just for easy. Like, your maintenance is 2,500 calories. You're now in a 500 calorie deficit, right? So you're losing fat, you're losing muscle, it goes very quickly. Now, because you have been in a sustained calorie deficit, right, you lost a significant amount of muscle, which resulted in your maintenance being now, let's say, 2,300. So if you now go back to the same diet you ate before you went on a diet, you will gain weight. And this is exactly what happens with most people. And for me, I have loads of muscle, so I just burn a lot of calories in general, so I don't have to worry, for example, that if I go eat a McDonald's, which I basically never do, but if I eat a cake, if I eat some candy or whatever, right? It happens sometimes. I don't have to worry that it's instantly on my belly, it's instantly on my back or whatever, right? So make sure to know what you're eating, how much calories is in food, and to just fucking build muscle, and then you can just enjoy your life. And now I'm gonna eat this, and I'm gonna sleep like a baby and wake up pretty flopping strong, and I'll see you in the next video. And by the way, if you want to know how you can boost testosterone naturally and overcome tiredness, right? Basically goes hand in hand. So how I struggled with being tired for years, right? And couldn't figure it out, I have the video for you. So if you finally want to get rid of that chronic fatigue and boost your testosterone simultaneously, look at this video. And I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.